2 is Roman Murillo, 6'1". 3 is Zeke Jaquez. 5, Clemente Richard. 8, Ramon Ochoa. The short kick is out of bounds. And there's the flag attempting the onside kick. And if you're Fort Sumner, why not? Why not go for the surprise? Continuing on for Lordsburg, 14 is Roman Gonzalez. 15, Jonathan Gutierrez. 18, Isaac Murillo. 20, Luis Lazos. 22, Victor Valdez, best welder. He's the brother of number 30, Jeremy Valdez. 23, Justin Platz. 24, Adriel Jaquez. 32, Daniel Scott. 44, Ryder Jones. 52, Caden Jaquez. 55, the fastest defender, Sean Ramirez. So Lordsburg takes the penalty after the short kick, and they'll start the game with the ball at the 46-yard line. 8-man football, 100-yard field, but as you can see, the field is shorter. The lighter white lines, those are the side boundaries. Starting with the pass, it's incomplete, looking for Ochoa. Was Valdez, it'll be 2nd and 10. 58 is Ignacio Zambrano. 59, Eli Newell. 68, David Velarde. 78, 8th grader Justin Davis. 79, Samuel Ornelas, 220. And number 88, Jonathan David Vieira. So 2nd and 10 for the Mavericks. Ochoa looking right, complete. And it's to he takes it to the house. Roman Murillo, and that's going to be a 46-yard touchdown on the second play of the game for the home team Lordsburg Mavericks, who now lead 6-0 in the 8-man state championships. So an auspicious beginning for the Mavericks. Both of these teams very, very fast. And the extra point is good. So just like that, Lordsburg 8, Fort Sumner 0. So both of these coaches and both of the fan bases talked about how fast they are and about superior conditioning, how really that was what was better in the fourth quarter. So the onside kick by Lordsburg, fielded by Fort Sumner. Seth Size, he's got room to run. He's brought down at the 45-yard line. And so the Foxes will take over at the 45. You're watching 8-man football. It's 2022 on a sunny day. A light breeze from what would be the southeast, right to left across your screen. By New Mexico standards, it's just fine. That's Vigil in motion. He's the intended receiver. Hit him in a bad spot. Joaquin Segura, the quarterback. Segura 15, Vigil number 7. Two very fast players. So it'll be 2nd and 10. The ball's at the 45. Both these teams share the same color scheme. Fort Sumner, the visiting team, in white with the black helmets. Looking across the middle, it's complete to Junior Vigil. He's got room to run, 25, nice blocking downfield, but he's brought down at the 24. But that's a 21-yard completion. So Segura to Vigil, 21 yards, sets up 1st and 10. The ball is at the 20. And that looked like, well, if you've been watching throughout the year, you know my eyes aren't the best, so I'll get you that defender. There's a pass to the right, complete. Spin move, but he's brought down. That's a good tackle by Adriel Jaquez. The receiver on the play, Seth Size. As you hear the Amtrak in the background, Lordsburg still a stop for Amtrak. Yes, you can travel from Albuquerque to L.A. 641 miles from Lordsburg to Los Angeles. And the Southern Pacific Railroad built going east from the Port of Los Angeles in the 1880s. This town built in 1919. Segura scrambling, and down he goes, brought down by Roman Murillo. So it'll be third and about 5 for the the Foxes, excuse me. But to be fair, Fort Sumner boys are great. Fort Sumner girls are feared statewide no matter what they do. Track and field, volleyball, basketball. Fort Sumner girls are the real deal in small school sports. Third and 5 for the Foxes of Fort Sumner. Segura shotgun. Here comes the pressure, and he gets rid of it to the left. That was Gonzalez and Zeke Jaquez applying the pressure. So it's 4th and 5. Excellent example of how a place kicker in high school football is like the deadliest weapon you can have, because they're hard to find. Really, in the state of New Mexico, only 2 that are really, really good this year. This is an example of that 32-yard field goal, putting 3 points on the board. Or you got to go for it on 4th and 5. But that's what we have, 4th and 5. Can Fort Sumner even the score, or will the Mavericks bend but not break here in the first quarter? Jaquez sweeps left, cuts back, and he finds an opening and he scores. It's Joaquin Segura from the 15-yard line. A touchdown on 4th and 5. And, that's way better than a field goal. So that makes it 8-6 with a minute 33 off the clock in the first quarter. Now, as much as I enjoyed the defensive battle that was the Albuquerque Academy Bernalillo Spartans first round 7-6 playoff game, if you want some offense, this is where it's at. So go for the conversion here. Vigil in motion. Segura, the keeper, huge hole left side. He gets around a defender, and he's in for 2. So we are tied at 8, just like that in the first quarter. 8-8, you're watching the 8-Man State Championships. We'll be right back after these messages on ProView Networks. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that, we're tied at 8. A minute and 33 seconds into the first quarter. The key plays for Fort Sumner. Joaquin Segura completed a 21-yard pass to Junior Vigil. There's the kickoff, and it is fielded at the 30-yard line. Segura scored on a 15-yard run on 4th and 5 and ran in the point after, so we're tied at 8. The Lordsburg Mavericks will take over at the 30-yard line. Both of these teams undefeated on the season at 10-0. Another player to watch for Fort Sumner defensively, number 55, 6'7", Cash Burney. Reminds me of my first 2 wives. Shotgun, right side, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Lordsburg. Second and 10, Mavericks. The high pass incomplete. It's intercepted. It's Segura at the 27-yard line, and he's going to take it in for the score. No flags on the play. And just like that, it's a third touchdown of the game, and we haven't played 2 minutes yet. Segura with a 27-yard interception return for a touchdown. The pass is a little bit high on the right side. Valdez looking for Murillo. And Segura able to take it to the house. And I said Fort Sumner. It's the Fort Sumner House Foxes. Let's not forget House, a community in southeast New Mexico. Population 55. More than one house. There's a community center. The old high school's still there. And we'd like to welcome you if you're watching from House. Segura under center. The option right side, and taking it in is Saul Marquez. Better call Saul for the 2-point conversion. And with that, the score is 16-8, Fort Sumner. We'll be right back after these messages on NFHS Networks. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fort Sumner set to kick off. Saul Marquez. It's a high, short kick, fielded at the 38-yard line. Still on his feet. Room to run, Roman Gonzalez. And delivering the blow. Gonzalez wins the battle, but Saul Marquez, the diminutive Saul Marquez, making the tackle. So a great play on both sides, but great field position for Lordsburg at the 43-yard line. That's about a 23-yard return for Roman Gonzalez. First and 10. Looking right, overthrows him just a little bit. Now it's Valdez looking for Murillo on the right side. Second and 10, Mavericks. Suddenly down 16-8. We're not even 3 minutes into the game. So on second and 10, Jeremy Valdez. Looking right side, completes to Murillo, and he's going to be close to a first down. Third and 3 at the 35-yard line. On the season, Valdez, 26 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. Also the leading rusher on the team, 551 yards, 5 touchdowns. Murillo, the leading receiver with 947 yards, 14 touchdowns. Number 88, Vieira, also with nearly 700 yards and 9 TDs for Lordsburg. Quarterback keeper, Valdez, right side, gets the first down before being upended on the left side. Jordan Holland with the tackle. But it's going to be a first down for the Mavericks at the 31-yard line. Valdez left side, incomplete, a little bit high, looking for Ramon Ochoa, number 8. So second and 10, the ball's at the 31-yard line. We're still in the first quarter. It's a 16-8 game. Less than 3 minutes have expired on the clock. Complete to Murillo, right side, escapes 2 tacklers, and he makes it down to the 15-yard line. That's a 15-yard gain. And ladies and gentlemen, let me be sure to recognize the Lordsburg Mavericks junior class who's running the concession stand, who's definitely a contender for best concession stand, our unofficial NFHS Networks competition. Absolutely fantastic because they deliver, let me just say. And so congratulations, and we wish nothing but the best of success to the class of 2024 Lordsburg Mavericks. The snap's a little bit high. Valdez scrambling like Justin Fields, and he's out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. And it looks like he might have picked up another first down. Great scramble by Jeremy Valdez. Oh, there's a flag. It's coming back. And we got holding against the Mavericks. So it'll be second and 20. No, sorry, first and 20. So Valdez, great job evading numerous tacklers in the backfield. So now we're back to the 30, and so it's first and 25. So it was 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So ball knocked down by the 6'7" Cash Burney on the left side. It'll be second and 25. Can't say enough about the concession stand here at Lordsburg. They hooked us up, man. We got sodas, we got water, we got nachos with and without jalapenos. And we got a Snickers for Dana Child up on the roof because, it really satisfies. Second and 25. Valdez back to pass. As the offensive line pushed back, but Valdez escapes, looking for the end zone, and he's got it. What a play! Ramon Ochoa! Touchdown, Mavericks. Now for Fort Sumner, the kid in the middle looked like Tomas Sena just pushed the entire line back, unable to wrap up the quarterback, who throws a 30-yard strike to Ramon Ochoa for the touchdown. Now it's 14-16. The two-point conversion would tie it for the Mavericks here in the first quarter. The crowd's into it. Had a great time interacting with the people here in Lordsburg this morning. Stopped at a few coffee shops to get the local take on the game. And indeed, they said that this team is fast. Looking at the back of the end zone, nice pass, nice catch to Murillo. He's in, and that ties the game at 16 with 8 minutes left in the first quarter. You're watching the 8-man state championships on NFHS Network. We'll be back after these messages. A battle of undefeated. It has not disappointed. We're tied at 16. 4 minutes into the first quarter. The Lordsburg Mavericks set to kick off. And they don't even bother kicking it deep. They just do the onside and go for it out here. And Fort Sumner covers it at the 50. It looked like Seth Size got his hands on it. The Lordsburg Mavericks drive capped off by the Jeremy Valdez to Ramon Ochoa 30-yard strike. The extra point was good, and we're tied at 16. So now Fort Sumner with the ball at the 50-yard line. Segura, shotgun under pressure, throws it up incomplete. Looking for Clay Norman. Beautiful day. A slight breeze blowing from right to left across your screen. This fantastic facility. Even the Fort Sumner fans had to compliment Lordsburg on going all out here. The whole town ready for some football. And on second and 10, Fort Sumner. Segura looking left, incomplete. Looking for Seth Size on the left side. But a truly beautiful football facility here at Lordsburg. And a track and field in the spring. The Fort Sumner fans saying they could see it from space. They were checking it out on Google Maps. Lordsburg in the far southwest corner of the state. I would say it's remote, but I don't want to make the Animas people laugh too loud. On I-10 between Las Cruces and Tucson. Segura under center, 3rd and 10. Pressure from the left. He gets it away. Complete to Vigil. Junior Vigil on the loose in the secondary. And he's pushed out of bounds at about the 25-yard line by Ramon Ochoa. That's a 22-yard completion from Segura to Vigil. So it's 1st and 10 for Fort Sumner. Segura under center. Segura right side. And that's Tyler Size with the carry. Stopped by Victor Valdez, who, by the way, was complimented on his welding skills before the game. Small town, New Mexico. If you can weld, you can make a living right now. You can make more than I make, that's for sure. I overheard an interesting conversation before the game about a young man from Fort Sumner working at the waste isolation pilot plant in Carlsbad, making more money than his dad does with his master's degree. 1st and 10. We're still in the first quarter, 5 minutes into the game. Segura brought down. And that's Sean Ramirez. Ramirez, 4.5 sacks on the season. And he's the speed on that defensive line for the Lordsburg Mavericks. 2nd and 10. 16-16 in the first quarter. Coming up on halfway in the first quarter. 16-16 in Fort Sumner. Knocking on the door. Segura under center. 3 receivers to his right. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure and incomplete. No receiver out there. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Now in 8-man football, the player on the end of the line is an eligible receiver. So that means Bernie was out there, but he wasn't looking for a pass. He was in the general area that went over his head. So let's see. Going to have a discussion. I think they're going to get the grounding call. And special thanks to our crew before the game for explaining to me the subtleties of 8-man football versus 6. So this is going to be a grounding call. Man, lost it down. So it's 10 yards and a loss of down, so it's 3rd and a really long way. They need the 4-yard line for a first down. But as we saw in the previous drive, it's 3rd and score. 3rd and we're going to score for Fort Sumner. So there's no, we haven't seen anything. I don't know if they even have a punter on either team. Segura, shotgun, and evades 3 defenders. Great block downfield by his teammate. He's inside the 5, and he's going to pick up the first down. Maybe. He's down about the 3-yard line. 27-yard run. A 27-yard scramble, and I thought he was a goner in the backfield. Evades 3 defenders and picks up 27 yards before being pushed out of bounds. Great downfield blocking by Fort Sumner at that time as well. But that's going to bring up 1st and goal for the Foxes. We're tied at 16 as we've just passed the halfway point of the first quarter. So 1st and 10. On the last drive, we saw Segura take it in himself. He's going to go left side. He has blocking by Vigil. Nice block by Junior Vigil. Segura's going to walk in. So 1st and 10. Excuse me. That's the 3rd score of the first quarter for the Fort Sumner Foxes. Make it 22-16. And it looks like Cash Burney was flipping some pancakes in the end zone there as well. Big 6'7", number 55. It had a fantastic pancake at the local place right here, and how I wish I could tell you what their name was, but this event brought to you by the NFHS Network, so I can't say it. That's it. Segura, the fade to the right, it's a catch, and it's a touch. The extra point is good. Completions to Seth Size. So it's 24-16 with 5:39 left in the first quarter. You're watching the 8-man state championships. We'll be back on the NFHS Network. Yard scramble on third and really long by Joaquin Segura. The kickoff recovered at the 44-yard line by Lordsburg. Joaquin Segura finished off the drive with a 1-yard run, and the extra point was good. Fort Sumner now leads 24-16. We still have 5:37 left in the first quarter. Two undefeated teams facing off in the 8-man state championship. First and 10 at the 47. Complete to Murillo, right side, spin move. And it's good for about 7 yards. Junior Vigil on the tackle. Playoff football underway all around New Mexico this weekend. Our crew was in Roswell last night, bringing you 6-man state championships. Gateway Christian versus the Mountain Air Mustangs. Gateway coming out ahead, 6-man state champs. Speaking of champs, Jason Pohl and Dana Childs drove all the way back to Albuquerque, all the way to Lordsburg this morning. Road Warriors complete to the tight endish. That's Adriel Jaquez. And it's down to the 33-yard line. That's a 13-yard completion. First and 10, Mavericks. Go for the end zone, has a man incomplete. Looking for Roman Gonzalez down the middle of the field was Jeremy Valdez. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Good job defensively that time by Fort Sumner. At least being in the vicinity, making it difficult. So it's 2nd and 10 at the 33. So the Jaquez family for the Mavericks has Jeremy, number 12. Adriel, number 24. Caden, number 52. And Zeke, number 3. That's a lot of groceries. So hats off to mom and dad. 2nd and 10 at the 33. Left side, Ochoa. He's got a room to run. Breaks one tackle before being knocked out at the 18. That's Vigil with the tackle. So Valdez, 15 yards to Ochoa, 1st and 10. Ochoa, the recipient of the 30-yard touchdown pass on the last drive. 1st and 10. 4 minutes left, first quarter. We have a 24-16 game. Valdez right side, Murillo. Breaks one tackle, but he's brought down by Clay Norman. 2nd and short. And honestly, in this game, making a tackle is the highlight. There's just been nothing but scoring. But as I heard so many Fort Sumner fans say before the game, well, they got to catch us. Lordsburg, they look pretty big, but they got to catch us. And Lordsburg, you hear the same thing. You know, we're pretty fast. 2nd and 1. Valdez looks right. Doesn't have his man. Looking for the slant. Intercepted by Vigil. Junior Vigil. And it'll be Fort Sumner's ball at the 13-yard line. And the senior Vigil, Aurelio, has to be smiling right now.
That may have been number 7 in the box with Vigil with the interception.
In addition to Junior Vigil, 8th grader Antonio Vigil, member of the same family, playing for Fort Sumner today. For Sumner, also Seth and Tyler Size, number 5 and number 8. Now running play to the left side, stopped by Lordsburg. That's number 55, Sean Ramirez.
Gonzalez will steam up on the stop. About a yard gain.
So it brings up second and call it 10. Back at the 14-yard line. Fort Sumner. Segura shotgun vehicle in motion. And there's going to be a flag. False start against the Foxes. So it'll be second and 14 or so. So last night, Friday, Ruidoso, the Warriors beat West Las Vegas Dons 52-14. And I confess to a little bit of prejudice as my nephew coaches for Ruidoso. But West Las Vegas love the Dons. I love the nickname. And best of luck in basketball. Dimming upset Goddard 28-13 last night. Second and 14. Segura rolling right. He's going to keep it. Another flag on the play. Segura escapes tacklers before being brought down by Ochoa after a gain of about 9, but there's a flag in the backfield.
Segura keeps the football. He's taken down by Victor Valdez. But there's another flag on the field. And once again, it's on the Foxes.
So we got an illegal shift in the backfield. So they'll repeat second down. Back at the 5-yard line. The 23 is the line to gain. So second and 18. 24-16 is our score. Just over 2 minutes left in the first quarter. So Segura stands in his own end zone. Running for his life, rolls to his left. Huge block, but it's going to draw a flag. Segura still running before being knocked out of bounds, but it's going to come back. It was Bernie taking down a couple of different guys, and he's asking the referee, well, what? I don't understand. But we literally pay these guys to make those calls. So that one's unfortunately for Fort Sumner coming back. And if you're Lordsburg, dodge a bullet on that one. But it's going to be so the penalty in the end zone is a safety because it's from the spot of the foul. So that's going to be 2 points for Lordsburg, and they'll get the ball. So that's a huge play. So the penalty in the end zone against Fort Sumner. So that's going to make it 20. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Following the safety, this is the kickoff by Fort Sumner. Lordsburg fields it at the 49-yard line and returns it to the 41. So what we had was a holding penalty in the end zone, and since in this day and age, the penalties from the spot of the foul, that results in a safety. 2 points for Lordsburg, and Fort Sumner has to kick off.
With the stop, first and 10. Mavericks will go from the Fox's 40-yard line.
So first and 10 at the 40 for Lordsburg. Down 6. We're at a minute 59 remaining in the first quarter. It's 24-18. 8-man state championships on NFHS Network. High snap. And Valdez brought down to the backfield by Cash Burney. Burney getting a little revenge for being called for that holding penalty.
Valdez falls on it. Take it down.
And of course, on the play, my eyes are on the quarterback. All I saw was Burney throw. Well, I can't say he was throwing people around, but I saw him taking out some defenders, and it seemed that he felt like he made a great play on the play. Was surprised that he was called for holding on that one, but again, that's literally what we pay them to do, is to make those calls. So after all that, we have second and long for Lordsburg at the 47. Jeremy Valdez looking left for Ochoa, complete, but a quick tackle from Fort Sumner. And that's Tyler Size with the open field tackle. It'll be third down for the Mavericks. Scores from last night. Centennial, number 2 Centennial, beat number 8 Rio Rancho 41-14 in Las Cruces. And as mentioned before, Gateway 53, Mountain Air 14, so a blowout win for Gateway in Roswell. Congratulations to them. They're the 6-man state champions. Texaco beat Santa Rosa on the road in a contentious game in Santa Rosa. Love that town, beautiful place, but a difficult place to play. Had to actually stop the game, and that's unsportsmanlike conduct if you're a fan who's making that happen. 3rd and long for Lordsburg. Valdez going deep for Ochoa. Can't come up with him. Size right there for Fort Sumner. Going for it all. It's going to be 4th down for the Mavericks. 17 seconds remaining first quarter. But Texaco will advance to the 2A state championship next week. They'll face either the Eunice Cardinals or the Jal Panthers. A rematch of that rivalry game in Southeast New Mexico today. Ball's the 49. And we'll see a punt. I wasn't sure if either team had a punter, because it's been nothing but scoring. 24-18 at the end of the first quarter. The ball's spotted at the 49. And not a bad one. Ochoa. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, they had a chance at it. It hit inside the 5, but it's going to be a touchback still. Not bad at all. 49-yard punt, no return. Fort Sumner is going to take over at the 20. Cleveland, number 1 Cleveland, defeated Los Lunas 49-9 last night. Socorro beat Cobre, so Socorro will advance in the 3A bracket. La Cueva beat Farmington 41-6, and Lovington beat Portales in 4A. Lovington started the defending champs, started the season 0-6. I was like, oh, what happened? Well, what happened was they were playing Hobbs and Artesia and Roswell and some really good Texas schools, and they're running the table in New Mexico. A bit of an upset. Volcano Vista beat Hobbs 35-31 in Lee County, so Volcano Vista advances in 6A. But you're watching the 8-man championship. 1st and 10 for Fort Sumner. Segura rolls left. Nice pass. Complete just short of the first down, though. But he complete that to Clay Norman. Right-hander rolling left, throwing on target. Oh, I said it was incomplete. He was out of bounds. So tough break. So we have 2 seconds on the clock remaining in the first quarter. This should be the last play. And an exciting first quarter. 24-18 is our score. Segura, shotgun, of course. He's going to run right. He has Vigil as a blocker. Nice. Junior Vigil isn't afraid of contact. Nice game for Segura, but that's going to end the first quarter with the score. Fort Sumner Foxes 24, Lordsburg Mavericks 18. We'll be back with the second quarter right here on NFHS Networks. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready for the second quarter in a high-scoring 8-man state championship. If you tuned in to watch, you're getting your money's worth. 2 undefeated teams. It's 24-18. We're at the start of the second quarter. Fort Sumner with the ball. Segura left side. He'll pick up the first down, but he's stopped for a relatively short game by this game's standards. Stopped by Sean Ramirez. But it'll be first down for Fort Sumner. We have to take a moment to recognize Angel Alvarado, Lordsburg cheerleader, who performed the national anthem. It was really good. No joke. It's great to see somebody actually sing. So often we're reduced to the recording. Did NCAA regional championships yesterday, and they required a recording. You can't have a live singer. I was like, what's going on? I mean, I like Whitney Houston and all. Don't get me wrong, but so New Mexico's flagship university. We got people who can sing. 1st and 10 for Fort Sumner. Run around right in. That's Tyler Size for 6 or 7 yards. Brought down by Jeremy Valdez, the quarterback. Well, small school football. Still play both ways, like the old days. All we need is like some mud and some black and white film, and we'll be set, like the old NFL. Pre-World War II NCAA. Red Grange, Galloping Ghost. And here in 2022, we have 2nd and 5 for the Fort Sumner Foxes. They're up 24-18. We're in the second quarter. And that's going to be a flag on the play. And Fort Sumner's picked up quite a few in this game. Some false starts and holding and this and that. So it'll be second and longer.
5 yards. Empty mark on the boxes for a false start.
Today's games around the state. Taos leads Albuquerque Academy 14-7 in the second quarter. In the second quarter, the Eunice football Cardinals up 9-0 on Jowl. To be fair, the Jowl Panthers mercy ruled Eunice in the regular season 50-0. Jowl's awesome in 2A. Nice completion after bobbling the snap. Like the Deion Sanders high step from Seth Size before being pushed out of bounds. So Segura to Size for a first down for Fort Sumner out to the 45. We can see the train rolling the Southern Pacific Railroad. The reason for the existence of the town of Lordsburg, built in 1919, about the same time as many of the towns in New Mexico, such as Mountain Air. Fort Sumner dates to the 1860s, but also a railroad town. Segura in the pocket, steps up, and down he goes. Roman Gonzalez gets there for the Lordsburg Mavericks. It's going to be second and long. Here in New Mexico, Dimming. And, of course, Las Cruces built on the railroad, as was Clovis, a major hub, Belen, a major hub, and all the little towns in between, including Melrose. It'll be second and 18 for Fort Sumner. (24-18) is our score. We're in the second quarter. Segura rolls right, looking downfield. Throws incomplete. Valdez there defensively for the Mavericks. In the second quarter, Artesia 43-0 on Valley. Bloomfield leads Moriarty 22-0. Piedra Vista 21-0 on Mayfield. Silver 21-6 against Aztec. That game's being played in Silver City. Stayed there last night at the Murray Hotel. Love that town. Really beautiful in the fall. And a home I would add to America's national tour, the Tour of the Gila. French have the Tour de France. Italians have the Giro d'Italia. America, the Tour of the Gila. Third and 18 from the 37. Segura rolls right. Plants, throws. Complete short of a first down to the 48-yard line. Actually, incomplete is the call. So the ball is going to be spotted at the 36, and Fort Sumner will come on to punt. So after a shootout first quarter, we've had back-to-back punts for the first time. Segura is the punter. Low snap. High punt, a good one. Valdez fields it at the 19. Room to run. Jeremy Valdez at the 19. He's across midfield. And he's out at about the 42-yard line. It's a 39-yard return after a great punt. So that's a 44-yard punt with a 39-yard return. But there's going to be a hold on the return. And it's coming back. And it's back at the 35-yard line, so that'll push the Mavericks back to the 25. Down a touchdown. We're at 9:48 remaining in the first half. 3A Raton leads Robertson 16-0 in the second quarter. The winner will play the Ruidoso Warriors next week. The St. Michael's Horsemen up 44-0 on Thoreau. Also in the 3A. And Roswell leads Gadsden 27-0. So first and 20 at the 25-yard line. Lordsburg Mavericks down a touchdown at home in the 8-man championship game. Valdez with the handoff up the middle. It's Murillo. He breaks free, breaks a tackle. Murillo across the 50. He's at the 40, cuts back inside. Nice block by Ochoa, but he's brought down in the open field. So that's a great run. 50 yards for Murillo. And a great open field tackle, I would point out, by Fort Sumner. Saved a touchdown. Ramon Ochoa downfield was able to take out one defender, but the only remaining Fox able to make the tackle. Ball's at the 35-yard line, so that makes it a 40-yard run by Roman Murillo, a 6'1" wide receiver. Valdez, he's going to keep it. Turns the corner, and he's pushed out of bounds by Segura at the 26. So it's going to be second and a yard.
On the defense, bring up second down and short.
Second and 1 for the Mavericks. The ball's at the 26-yard line. It's Murillo up the middle. Short game, but that's all they needed. Brought down by Bernie and Tomas Sena. So it's first and 10, Lordsburg. The ball's at the 24. Murillo again, left side. Brought down by Clay Norman. .8:12 on the clock. The clock running. It's a 24-18 game in the first half. Second and 5 or 6. Ochoa left side. And he's brought down, but not before he picks up a first down. So it'll be first and 10 at about the 12-yard line.
Pass goes to Ochoa. Number 8, Tyler Sykes, I believe, with the tackle. It'll be a new set of downs, and the ball is near the 11-yard line. The Mavericks can make the first down.
So first and 10, Lordsburg. Down 24-18. And Valdez on the keeper, short gain.
Valdez takes it into the middle. We'll see what his forward.
It's Vigil and Size off the bottom of the pile for the Foxes.
Size on the tackle.
At the college level, the Air Force Academy leads New Mexico 7-0 in the first quarter. Stop the presses. New Mexico State Aggies up 37-0. Here at 8-man state championship, second and 10. Counter to Murillo, short gain. It's going to be third down. Tomas Sena again with the tackle for Fort Sumner. So it's going to be third and about 9. The ball's at the 11-yard line. The New Mexico State Aggies at home against Lamar University, 37-0. Looking for their 4th victory of the season are the Aggies. Wobble on. Third and 9. Slant to Ochoa, and it's a touchdown. No flags on the play from the 12-yard line. And with that, we're tied at 24. The key play was the Roman Murillo 40-yard run, which sets up a 12-yard pass from Valdez to Ochoa. Now a key extra point. We're tied at 24. The extra point would give Lordsburg the lead. Valdez. Misdirection. The direct snap to Murillo, who takes it in. And with that, Lordsburg takes a 2-point lead. Their first lead of the game of 26-24. 5:55 playing in the background. They got cheerleaders, and they have a 2-point lead. 26-24, 5:55 remaining first half. You're watching the 8-man state championship, a battle of undefeateds. Lordsburg with the onside kick. And it looks like Fort Sumner fields it. That's Cash Burney. So the ball's at the 46-yard line. So Fort Sumner trailing for the first time in the game. It's 26-24 Lordsburg. The key play on that last drive, Roman Murillo, the 40-yard run. And here we have Segura scrambling. Makes a defender miss, but it's knocked down from behind. Huge play. Roman Murillo having a huge second quarter. And Segura, after a huge gain, Murillo able to catch it from behind and knock the ball away. So Lordsburg recovers at the 19-yard line. So the previous drive, Roman Murillo, the 40-yard run to set up the 12-yard Valdez to Ochoa touchdown. And Murillo put in the 2-point conversion on a direct snap run to give the Mavericks the lead. And now, Lordsburg with the ball. Valdez gets it in the hands of Murillo, who's brought down after a short gain. Vigil on the tackle with Valdez. So it's going to be 2nd and 5. Mavericks working into the wind. Valdez left side, spin move for the first down, and he's loose in the secondary. Quarterback versus quarterback, and Valdez there to push him out of bounds. That's a huge run. 28 yards for Jeremy Valdez. 1st and 10 for the Lordsburg Mavericks. Short run by Murillo. That's C.J. Lopez with the tackle for Fort Sumner. 5-yard gain. Here in southwest New Mexico, you can see the broad expanses of the New Mexican desert. But I got to say, driving down, I mean, it's yellow because it's November, but the grass actually looked pretty good for the ranchers. Maybe, I don't know if that's just because they didn't mow it on the side of the roads, but looked like it was a good summer for the ranchers here in southwest New Mexico. 2nd and 6. Incomplete, looking to the right side. Intended receiver is Adriel Jaquez. So it's going to be 3rd and 6. Third down for Lordsburg, and it's intercepted. Looking to the right, Valdez, the opposing quarterback, anticipates the play, and he sees nothing but green, and he takes it to the house. 60 yards on the interception return, and a huge play for Fort Sumner. Joaquin Segura with his second interception return for a touchdown of the game. And with that, Fort Sumner back in the lead, 30-26. So a huge play. Murillo looking to his right, and Valdez either just anticipated the play or have they been watching some film. But either way, Valdez beat the receivers to the ball, and there was nobody to stop it. So the 2-point conversion here for the Foxes. Vigil in motion. And Segura stopped short. That's Zeke Jaquez on the tackle, among others. So with 3:48 left in the first half, it's 30-26 Fort Sumner. 3:48 left in the first half, 30-26 after the 60-yard interception return for a touchdown by Joaquin Segura, his second of the game. And he's the opposing quarterback, Jeremy Valdez. He's only thrown 7 interceptions all season. And Lordsburg playing just as well. 2 undefeated teams. It's a battle, and we're glad that you tuned in. The kickoff fielded at the 4, almost a trick play to kick it deep. And this is Murillo. He's not afraid of some contact, and neither is the opposing player. That is Aaron Torres, an 8th grader, Aaron Torres. When I was talking to Fort Sumner before the game, I was like, who is that? Oh, he's just an 8th grader. He's just a kid. So the future's bright for Fort Sumner. Aaron Torres. Already contributing to the Fort Sumner, the undefeated Fort Sumner Foxes. But now Lordsburg with the ball at the 20-yard line, down 4. .341 left first half. Valdez. And he's ahead for about 5 or 6 yards before he's brought down by Cash Burney. In the college game in Mountain West, Air Force now up 14-0 over the New Mexico Lobos. The future's bright for the Lobos. The incoming freshmen are a good class. 2nd and 4. Murillo. Head for 2. It's going to be 3rd down. Burney again on the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and about a yard. The Aggies, 44-0 in the 3rd quarter. Pat on the back for New Mexico State. And great news for New Mexico collegiate sports fans. One, your UNM, 2-time NCAA national champion UNM Lobos are again the Mountain Regional champions in cross country. Again, the girls have been the Mountain West Conference champions since the Bush administration. And they will go to national championships in 2 weeks at Stillwater, Oklahoma. Murillo up the middle, breaks a tackle, picks up the first down, and head for 6 or 7 yards. Junior Vigil on the tackle. The ball's out to the 37. Murillo met in the backfield. Nice play. That's Seth Size. So it'll be 2nd and 11. It's Valdez up the middle for about 6 or 7 yards. And the Mavericks putting together a ground attack here. 1:30 left in the first half. They're down 4 in the 8-man state championships. Valdez again, left side. He's going to pick up the first down. 1:16 on the clock. The ball's at the 48-yard line. 8-man football. Oh, there's a flag on the play. 8-man football played on a 100-yard field as opposed to 6-man, which is only 80. but the sidelines are about 12 yards closer together. Now the flag's going to go against Fort Sumner here, so that's going to take Lordsburg 5 yards closer to the end zone, and they'll have it at the 47. 1:16 left to play.
First and 10. The ball is on the Fox's 47-yard line.
First and 10, Mavericks. Valdez right side, Murillo has a blocker, but too many defenders, and it's going to be second and 10. Didn't get out of bounds. Looking for a signal. Clock. And Lordsburg wants a timeout. 49 seconds left. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 8-man state championships, a battle of undefeateds. The Lordsburg Mavericks versus the Fort Sumner Foxes. Fort Sumner leads 30-26, 49 seconds remaining. In the first half. Valdez shotgun. Looking left to Ochoa, complete. Ochoa breaks a tackle, has a first down. Does he get out of bounds? It doesn't look like it. But it's inside the 30. That's a 20-yard completion. 39 seconds left. First half. The ball is at the 28-yard line. Murillo has two blockers. Gets between the defenders. Push out of bounds by Vigil. That'll stop the clock at 24 seconds. Second down at the 21-yard line. And Coach Hooper gesticulating. As there was a time on the clock, so the officials will get this sorted out. The scoreboard shows 13. So the clock is at 24 seconds. Second and 2, ball's at the 21. Coming up on halftime, 30-26, a battle of undefeateds. Fort Sumner Foxes. Fort Sumner, please forgive me. Coach girls basketball for so long. If I say Vixens a couple times, it's a sign of respect. Shotgun. Murillo right side. And he's tackled inbounds. And immediately they call timeout. It's a first down. Bernie at 6'7", hustling over there to make the tackle. 17 seconds on. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Cowboy hat wearing Coach Hooper animated during the timeout. Just 17 seconds remaining first half. The home team Mavericks down 4. Complete to Murillo right side. Brought down before the end zone. Ball comes loose. And Lordsburg takes their final timeout. The ball's. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 9 seconds left first half. 30-26 the score. Fort Sumner with the lead over Lordsburg in the 8-man state championship game. Valdez standing in the pocket looking left. Flushed out. Rolling to his right. Can he get in? No, he is knocked out. Huge play by the 8th grader, Aaron Torres, to prevent a touchdown. 1 tick left on the clock.
1 second left in the ball in the first half.
First and goal, but it won't matter. Time for one more play. Huge play by Torres there. As Valdez looked ready to score for the Mavericks. The ball's at the 1-yard line. Call it the 2. 1 tick left on the clock. Last play of the first half. Murillo lined up behind Valdez. He takes it right up the middle, and the push gets it into the end zone. Waiting for the signal. Waiting for the signal. And, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Fort Sumner held the line. What a play by the Fort Sumner defensive line to prevent the score from the 1-yard line. So at the half, our score in the 8-man state championship game, Fort Sumner Foxes 30, Lordsburg Mavericks 26. We'll be right back on the NFHS Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Old Glory flying proudly in southwest New Mexico. here in Lordsburg, New Mexico, the county seat of Hidalgo County. Named for the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, signed in the city just north of Mexico City, which is in turn named after Miguel Hidalgo y Castillo, the father of Mexican independence. And here we are. Our score 30-26 at the half. Fort Sumner with the lead. How we got here in the opening drive for the Lordsburg Mavericks. Jeremy Valdez hits Roman Murillo for a 46-yard touchdown. And to answer, Fort Sumner, Joaquin Segura had a 15-yard run for a touchdown on fourth down to tie it at 8. Joaquin Segura returned an interception, 27 yards for a touchdown. We're still in the first quarter. On to answer for the Mavericks, it was Jeremy Valdez to Ramon Ochoa for 30 yards and a touchdown. Fort Sumner answered with a 27-yard Segura scramble to lead to a 1-yard Joaquin Segura touchdown, 24-16 Fort Sumner. There was a holding penalty in the end zone against Fort Sumner, which gave Lordsburg a safety at the end of the first quarter to make it 18-24. In the second quarter, it was Valdez to Ochoa for a 12-yard touchdown to make it 26-24. And then, so far, the play of the game, a 60-yard interception return for a touchdown by Joaquin Segura to make it 30-26. Fort Sumner at the half. And importantly, Fort Sumner held at the 1-yard line to end the first half. Onside kick, which is two unbeaten teams. Both teams 10-0 on the season, but have not played each other. And have I mentioned how absolutely fantastic the nachos were from the concession stand, courtesy of the class of 2024. The nacho cheese perfectly aged in the can, and the future of Lordsburg is bright. First and 10 for Fort Sumner at the 48-yard line. So Segura backing away, completes to Vigil. Nice stiff arm, but the tackle is made by Adriel Jaquez, number 24. Playoff football around New Mexico. The volleyball playoffs underway as well. We'll get you some scores as the day goes on. So we have a 2nd and 3 for the Foxes at the 45-yard line. Foxes in white with the black helmets. Made the 6-hour drive from Fort Sumner. Segura complete. And a nice open field tackle, but it's a nice gain for Clay Norman down to the 34-yard line.
First and 10 from the 34.
So first and 10 at the 34-yard line for Fort Sumner. In the volleyball tournament, Goddard beat Pewaukee 3-1 today. Robertson beat Hot Springs in 3A. And St. Pius beat Los Alamos 3-1. First and 10, 34-yard line. Joaquin Segura, quarterback for the Fort Sumner Foxes. Two very fast teams, and we're going to have a flag. Not exactly sure on the, didn't see the stats at halftime, but the sense is a lot more flags on Fort Sumner in that first half. And no one's ever satisfied with the officiating, but that's what we pay them for, and they're the best. And one or two you can argue, but if your team has a lot more than the other guys, it's probably a concentration issue. But Fort Sumner playing hard out there, but a few like shifts here and there, and a couple of false starts. Now we got first and 15. Segura with time. Wide open on the right side. It's Size, who's pushed out of bounds at the 24 for a 15-yard gain.
It was Adriel Jaquez on the defense.
Adriel Jaquez makes the tackle. So it's down to the 22-yard line. St. Michael's beats Bosque Prep 3-0 in volleyball. In the Final Four of 1A, Gateway Christian 3-0 over Legacy Academy, and Melrose beats Alamo Navajo. They will play for the championship. First and 10 for Sumner, the reverse. Good job defensively. That's Roman Gonzalez, who stays at home for the Mavericks. It's going to be second and long for Fort Sumner. Texaco beat Capitan 3-0 in 2A. Laguna Acoma 3-0 over Cloudcroft. Las Cruces beats Cibola. La Cueva over Cleveland. Number one beats number 2 in the 5A volleyball. So La Cueva will face Las Cruces for the championship. So second and 15 here for Fort Sumner. We're in the third quarter. Foxes lead 30-26. Segura has a hole, and he's down to the 20-yard line. That's a 8-yard gain. It'll be third down. So the championship matches in volleyball for 2A. It's Laguna Acoma versus Texaco. In 1A, Gateway will face Melrose. 3A, it's Robertson versus St. Michael's. 4A, St. Pius versus Goddard. And in 5A, Las Cruces versus La Cueva. So third and 7 at the 20. Fort Sumner up 30-26. Battle of undefeated teams for the 8-man state championship as the shadows start to lengthen in the November sun. Segura rolls right, completes. What a move, what a catch, and it's a touchdown. No flags on the play. Clay Norman forces a swing and a miss. "22-yard touchdown. And then Norman, what a move after the catch, just able to spin around, and in that case, the Matador made the Maverick miss on that one. It's going to be a touchdown for Fort Sumner to go for a 10-point lead. Let's see the extra point here. Segura. Pitch to the right side. And he is in. That's better call Saul Marquez, who makes it 38-26. Fort Sumner, 9:09 left, third quarter. We'll be back after these messages on NFHS Networks.
New Mexico gas.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Fort Sumner Foxes set to kick off. Saul Marquez kicks it deep. And Marquez had put in the 2-point conversion just moments ago to make it 38-26. So now Fort Sumner with a 2-score lead for the first time in the game. Key play on that drive was the Joaquin Segura to Clay Norman 22-yard touchdown. The 2-point conversion gave Fort Sumner 38-26 lead. Still 9 minutes left in the third quarter in what has been a shootout. Now after the almost trick play, deep kickoff by Fort Sumner, the Lordsburg Mavericks playing at home from their own 20. Valdez complete to Murillo, had a huge second quarter. He's ahead for a couple yards before he's brought down by Cash Burney.
Murillo, I believe it was number 2, Clay Norman, with the tackle.
Football updates from around the state. Taos leads Albuquerque Academy 14-7. Taos 9-1 on the season, looking to go 10-1 and advance in 4A. From Lee County, Jal up 23-9 on Eunice in the third quarter. The Jal Panthers undefeated in 2A. Artesia 50-0 over Valley. Bloomfield up 50-7 on Moriarty. Valdez Ochoa left side, hanging on for dear life as the defender, and down goes Ochoa. Short of the first down. It's going to be third and about a yard. Piedra Vista leads Mayfield 42-0. And Silver up 35-12 on Aztec just up the road. 3rd and 1 for the Mavericks. In front of the excited home crowd. And it seems like all of Fort Sumner is here. Population less than 1,000, Fort Sumner ranching community. And most of them are in the bleachers right now. Murillo right side. And he's ahead for a few yards. Picks up a first down on the second effort. Segura with the tackle, but the ball's out to the 34-yard line.
First down on the
A close one in Las Vegas. Raton 16, Robertson in the third quarter. St. Mike's up 50-0 on Theroux. Roswell up 47-0 on Gadsden. First and 10 at the 34. So Murillo shaking up a little bit. Looks like he got something in his face on that play for the Mavericks. This artificial turf, beautiful. Doesn't require water. Important in New Mexico, but has its drawbacks in some other ways. And Valdez on the keeper. He's ahead for a couple of yards before he's brought down by Tomas Sena.
Thomas Senna comes up with a stop. Game.
Here in Lordsburg, enjoyed our time in this this beautiful little railroad town in southwest New Mexico. New Mexico's first airport in 1938, I learned today. Charles Lindbergh stopped here in 1927. 2nd and 5. And there's a flag on the play. Not only did Charles Lindbergh stop here, Amelia Earhart, 1930. And in the 1950s, you could actually fly in and out of Lordsburg. Frontier Airlines. How about that? Would have saved us some driving time. But this flag is going to go against Lordsburg. The 1939, really John Wayne's breakout hit, Stagecoach. In Stagecoach, the final destination of the 9 travelers is Lordsburg. Did I say that right? I meant the final destination was Lordsburg. 2nd and 11. Valdez, left side, complete. Ochoa pushed out of bounds by Vigil. Close to a first down. That's a 15-yard completion out to the 49. Catching 11 yards on the completion. And it's just enough for a first down. So the ball out to the 44-yard line. Valdez left side. Ochoa again. Ahead for about 5 yards. The 8th grader Aaron Torres in on the tackle.
6 yards on the pickup.
5:25 on the clock. We're in the third quarter. 10-0 Lordsburg Mavericks versus the 10-0 Fort Sumner Foxes. Mavericks 2-time state champions, 2006 and 2016. Fort Sumner owners of 11 state championships, but it's been about 5 years. Valdez, Murillo back in the game on the slant, hit hard again by Vigil, but Murillo picks up the first down. Impressed with Junior Vigil. Dropping the hammer out there for Fort Sumner.
First down, the ball's at the 44-yard line.
So 1st and 10, the ball's at the 44-yard line. Valdez left side, incomplete. Looking for Roman Gonzalez. 38-26 is the score. Fort Sumner with a 12-point lead. Second and 10 at the 44-yard line. Valdez on the keeper, pressured, escapes 2 tacklers, and he's out of bounds after a short gain. Clay Norman there to push him out of bounds for Fort Sumner. Lordsburg was also the home to Elizabeth Garrett, daughter of lawman Pat Garrett, and author of O Fair, New Mexico, New Mexico's state song. Set to music by the American March King, John Philip Sousa, in 1928. Speaking of John Philip Sousa, happy birthday, Marine Corps. November 10th, the Marine Corps birthday. 3rd and 7. Valdez, Ochoa, first down, still on his feet before he's brought down at the 28-yard line. Valdez to Ochoa, another 14-yard gain. And the Mavericks putting together a drive here. They're down 2 touchdowns. 4:22 left third quarter. The ball's at the 28-yard line. Valdez on the keeper. Gets around Bernie, turns the corner, and he's down to the 21-yard line. It was Norman there to bring him down, or to trip him up. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
Good move the ball down inside the 25.
So 2nd and 4. The Mavericks looking to the sideline for the play. Valdez, shotgun, just 3 down linemen on this one. In 8-man football, the 2 players on the end and all 4 in the backfield can receive a pass, but Valdez is just going to run it. He gets past the line. He's down to the 9-yard line, just tripped up. And again, it's Norman and Diamond McDaniel preventing a touchdown. But the ball's down to the 10-yard line where it's 1st and goal for the Mavericks on this time-consuming drive. 3:20 left in the third quarter. Well, now we spoke to both coaches before the game and the fans. They talked about how important conditioning is in 8-man football. Valdez pass is complete inside the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal. Roman Gonzalez with the catch. But so here, Lordsburg maybe trying to wear down Fort Sumner a little bit here. But it'll come down to who's in better shape in that fourth quarter. And this game, it goes more like basketball than football because they run up and down the field so much. Valdez, the reverse to Murillo. He cuts it up and he scores from the 4-yard line. A little misdirection on the part of the Mavericks, and Murillo planted a foot and got right in. That makes it 38-32. Fort Sumner with the lead. The extra point can cut the lead to 4. Key play on the drive were the Valdez to Ochoa pass completions to get them into scoring position. Valdez, same play, and hit hard, but Murillo on the second effort gets in the end zone, and that's going to make it 38-34. Fort Sumner with the lead. We'll be back right after these messages on NFHS Networks.
We celebrate the athlete.
The Valdez to Ochoa, 2 completions to get down into scoring position, which led to the Roman Murillo 4-yard touchdown run. The extra point cuts the Fort Sumner lead to 4. A battle of undefeated teams, both teams 10-0 coming into this game in the 8-man state championship in Lordsburg, New Mexico. The shadows beginning to lengthen in the November sun. And did they get it? It's going to be close. Ochoa. And they got the onside kick. They're able to convert. So now, what a huge play. Huge play this could turn out to be. And let's see. So the ball has to have gone 10 yards. If it doesn't go 10 yards, it's Fort Sumner's ball, and that is the call. And honestly, my impression was that it did not go 10 yards on the kickoff. So Fort Sumner will have it at the 49. Good execution, just a little bit short. So Fort Sumner from the 49-yard line with a 4-point lead. We're still in the third quarter. Segura steps up in the pocket. Room to run. And he's brought down in the open field. A good job there by Victor Valdez. So it's down to the 35-yard line. It's a 14-yard run. .213 on the clock, third quarter. 38-34 is the score. Low snap, Segura has time, floats it over the top, incomplete. Looking for Tyler Size. Roman Gonzalez there defensively. Excuse me, Adriel Jaquez for the Mavericks. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
And that was Tyler Size almost came up with that football, but it dropped incomplete, 2nd down.
So some substitutions for Fort Sumner. B. Hill comes off. 2nd and 10 for the Foxes. 4-point lead. Mavericks at home. The home crowd is excited. Segura rolls right. Looking deep again. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The intended receiver was Jayton Morris. Ramon Ochoa had his hands on it. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Another point of civic pride here in Lordsburg, home to 12 motels with 300 rooms, but integrated before the Civil Rights Movement, and therefore a popular route for African Americans and others on their travels west in the 20th century. So pat yourselves on the back for that, Lordsburg. 3rd and 10. Rolling right and complete. Nice catch. He got his feet down, and it's down to the 25-yard line. That's a 10-yard completion. Close to a first down. It's Clay Norman who makes the catch in exactly the right spot. Great route. Just enough for the first down. Got his foot down, and it's 1st and 10 at the 25. Some updates from around New Mexico. Taos leads Albuquerque Academy 14-13 third quarter. Jalub 30-9 on the Eunice Football Cardinals in Lee County. Texaco has already prevailed over Santa Rosa, so that will be the game we'll bring you next week. It'll be the 2A championship right here on NFHS Networks. Here in Lordsburg, Fort Sumner with a 4-point lead in the ball in the third quarter. 1st and 10 at the 25. Segura steps up, and down he goes. Brought down by Roman Murillo. And it's going to be 2nd and 12. The home crowd excited for the Mavericks. And it seems as though all of Fort Sumner made it down here. The 6-hour drive from Fort Sumner to southwest New Mexico. The west side of the Continental Divide. And I've always found it interesting that on the drive from Las Cruces to Tucson, you don't see any saguaro cacti until you cross the state line. It's like there's somebody passed a law or something. 2nd and 12. Segura runs into the back of his own blocker, and he's brought down. Great job, Zeke Jaquez for the Lordsburg Mavericks. Way outsized versus Cash Burney, but he was able to push the offensive line back into the quarterback, and that's going to make it 3rd and 15. Bloomfield 56-7 over Moriarty in the fourth quarter. Piedra Vista leads Mayfield 42-0. Silver 42-12 over Aztec. In Las Vegas, still a close one. Raton 23, Robertson 14. St. Mike's beat Thoreau, Roswell beat Goddard. And that's the end of the third quarter with our score. Fort Sumner Foxes 38, Lordsburg Mavericks 34. We'll be back after these messages with the fourth quarter on NFHS Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this battle of undefeateds. The 10-0 Fort Sumner Foxes, the 10-0 Lordsburg Mavericks. 38-34 is the score, headed into the fourth quarter. And we'll start the fourth quarter with a flag. That's going to be a false start against the Foxes. The massive crowd noise here at Lordsburg Mavericks Field. This field, initially built in 1938, was a Works Progress Administration project in the Depression. Rebuilt 22 years ago in 2000. That's going to bring up third and really long for Fort Sumner. They need 25 yards. The ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Little trickeration. The pass back to the quarterback is complete, but it's for not much of a gain as Ochoa stays at home. Now it's Clay Norman with a pass back to Segura. It's going to be fourth and a long way. 4-point lead in the fourth quarter. Speaking to both the fans and the coaches before the game, the key to these two teams' success is their speed. And especially for Fort Sumner against Melrose, they said it was conditioning in the fourth quarter. They played them twice. And so their kids weren't as tired in the fourth quarter. And we're going to see these two undefeated teams going at it. They need the 10-yard line for a first. Segura hit as he throws. And nobody's home. Incomplete. And Lordsburg holds on downs. Maybe the biggest play of the game so far. And that's one that won't make the highlight reel because nobody caught the pass. But a huge play because now Lordsburg prevents Fort Sumner from scoring and they take over the ball at the 32-yard line.
From their own 33-yard line.
Been an exciting game. The play of the game so far before halftime. Joaquin Segura with a 60-yard interception return to give Fort Sumner the 30-26 lead. Murillo right side, no gain. Now it's 38-34. Fort Sumner Foxes from the small town in east central New Mexico. Built to protect early settlers on the Pecos River. And Lordsburg, built for the Southern Pacific Railroad 100 years ago. 2nd and 10. The Mavericks at home. Valdez looks right. Completes to Murillo, who is not tackled, but he's hit hard. Escaped the first defender, but then Clay Norman there to finish the job. It's going to be third down. Big 3rd and 5. Ochoa left side. He's got room to run and a blocker. He gets around one defender before he's brought down at the 37-yard line. That's a 24-yard completion. First and 10. The ball's at the 38. Valdez shotgun, and it looks like, let's wait for the call. A sideline violation against Fort Sumner. And, it's always difficult, one, because you just get excited. The coaches out there running up and down the sidelines, but also on this particular field, you can see that the artificial turf sidelines were built for 11-man when the turf was put in. And so the white chalk line, that's the sideline. Valdez hitting the backfield by the mountain of a young man, Cash Burney. 2nd and 12. Cash Burney, 6'7", the same size as Marshall Dillon on Gunsmoke. And I think our companions, our colleagues here in the press box were pointing that out. James Arnett, 6'7". Ochoa left side, complete, but he's brought down after a game 2 or 3. Tyler Size with the tackle. So it's going to be 3rd and 9. Valdez looks right, looks left. Going up the sideline for Ochoa, a little bit high. Size and Norman there defensively for Fort Sumner. So a big 4th down here, down 4. 8:56 left in the game. The way this game has played, Lordsburg could count on having the ball back again one way or another. But especially in the first half, first quarter was crazy. It was 24-18 after 1 quarter. And these teams just going up and down the field. 38-34, 9 minutes left to play. Murillo split to the top of your screen for Lordsburg. Valdez looks left, has time, completes, but it looks like he's going to be short. Again, who is it? It's number 7, Junior Vigil with a huge tackle.
It's complete, tackle down by Vigil.
Adriel Hawkes with the reception, but it's going to be short of the first down. Huge play by Vigil that time. And this time it's Fort Sumner that holds on downs. In the 4th quarter, Fort Sumner. 4-point lead, 8:48 to play. The ball's at their 30-yard line. Segura completes. Victor Valdez pushes Seth Size out of bounds. Update from Taos. The Taos Tigers lead Albuquerque Academy 21-13 in the 4th quarter. Second and 5 in the 4th quarter of this 8-man state championship game. Segura left side. Has room to run, picks up the first down. He's out to the 48-yard line.
Takes it himself.
Fort Sumner looking for their 12th New Mexico State Football Championship. Lordsburg looking for number 3 in 8-man. The ball's to the 43-yard line. Segura, quarterback keeper, and he slides at the 49-yard line. It'll be second down.
He slides, was covered up by number 22.
Defensively for Lordsburg. Not looking particularly tired. The body body language out there. And now's the time for number 55, Sean Ramirez, to step up. 4.5 sacks on the season. Number 2, Ramon Murillo, the leading tackler for the team, as Segura scrambles right and throws incomplete, looking for Vigil. Ochoa there defensively, step for step. It's going to be third down. Third and short. The ball's to 50. They need the 47 for a first down. .7:15 on the clock. 7:15 on the clock. Fort Sumner leads by 4. 8-man state championship game from Lordsburg. As the shadows lengthen on November 12th. Segura right side complete. Norman has the first down inside the 40-yard line. That's 11 yards to Clay Norman.
Pass completed. Defense by Adriel Hawkins.
Adriel Hawkins with the tackle.
Ball down inside the 40.
First and 10, Fort Sumner at the 39.
Set it down.
And Lee County Jalop 30 on Eunice. It looks like the Panthers will be hosting the 2A state championships. We'll be in the other corner of New Mexico next week. But today, nowhere else in the state I'd rather be than watching these two undefeated teams in the 8-man state championship. It's been close throughout. Fort Sumner just a 4-point lead. Segura, a hole on the left. He's met by Valdez after a short gain. It'll be second and 5. Taos now up 24-13 on Academy. Bloomfield has already advanced in 4A. Artesia advances in 5A with a Mercy Rule win. Piedra Vista advances in 5A. Silver up 30 in the fourth quarter, In Las Vegas, Raton 23-14 over Robertson. Right here, 38-34. Fort Sumner with the lead and the ball. Second and 5 at the 34. Interesting motion. Segura on the quarterback keeper. Escapes a tackle. There's a flag on the play. He's down to the 21. But it looks like this one's going to be coming back.
Got him around the ankles.
Holding against Fort Sumner.
There's a flag on the play. Indication it's against the Foxes.
The winner of Raton or Robertson will face Ruidoso. In Ruidoso, St. Mike's has already advanced in the 3A with a Mercy Rule win. Roswell advances, Mercy Rule. And here in Lordsburg, we have the game of the day. 38-34, 4-point game, 5.5 minutes to play. Undefeated versus undefeated. The home team of Lordsburg looking for a big stop. Now it's second and a long way for Fort Sumner after the holding penalty. Second and 18. The ball's at the 47. They need the 29 for a first down. Norman in motion. Segura incomplete. Looking for Seth Size. Well-designed play. Size was open with room to run. He'll catch that next time. Third and 18. Segura shotgun. Norman goes in motion. Under pressure, throws it up, looking for, and there he does, in fact, catch it next time. Way to bounce back by that receiver. There for the tackle is Valdez. That's Seth Size.
Number 5, Seth Size, 9.7.
After the drop on the previous play, huge reception for a huge first down to the 18-yard line. That's 29 yards. So now 4:52 on the clock. And, man, a little bit of a letdown for Lordsburg. They needed to stop there. Still plenty of time. It's just a touchdown wins the game, but they got to get the ball back. If you're Fort Sumner, if they can put it in here, that makes it 2 scores with less than 5 minutes to play. Can they do that? And, amen, yes. It was, again, 24-18 at the end of the first quarter. But that will be a tall order if you're Lordsburg. Segura cuts back inside, and he's brought down by Murillo. 6'1" wide receiver. But the clock continues to run. Now here in 8-man, Most of the best players play both ways anyway, but this defense has been on the field for a long time now. If you're the Mavericks, they need to stop here. Fort Sumner looking to put this one away. Less than 4 minutes to play. Segura with the play from the sidelines, and it looks like we're going to have a timeout. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the fourth quarter, 3:49 to play, a 4-point game. 2nd and 10 for Fort Sumner. They've got the 4-point lead, 38-34 in this battle of unbeatens for the blue trophy. Segura right side slides inbounds to keep the clock running.
Segura takes a foot foul, and Victor Valdez comes up.
That'll bring up 3rd and 4. The ball's at the 13-yard line.
Third down and 4.
So it's 3rd and 4. The ball's at the 13-yard line. Lordsburg needs a huge stop here. Fort Sumner trying to put it away. The clock continues to run. It's a 4-point game. Close formation for the Foxes. Segura, he's going to run, has a little bit of a hole. He's inside the 5 before he's brought down.
Segura with the carry, once again brought down by Adriel Hawkins.
Adriel Hawkins with the tackle for the Mavericks, but it's 1st and goal for Fort Sumner. 2:47 on the clock.
First down and goal from the 5-yard line.
Lordsburg with 3 timeouts remaining. Fort Sumner with 2 remaining. 2:29 on the clock and running. 1st and goal from the 5 for Fort Sumner. Can the Mavericks defense hold, or will Fort Sumner give themselves a two-score lead? The snap is high. Segura able to fall on it with a big loss there. Now it's going to be 2nd and goal. And we've got a timeout. 2:11 remaining. 38-34 is the score. We'll be back after these messages on NFHS Networks.
If you're drunk,
Waste.
It was Fort Sumner who called the timeout. They have 1 remaining, and they're going to take another. So we're glad, gentlemen. Fort Sumner uses their last timeout. 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line. 2:11 on the clock. 38-34 is the score. Norman in motion. Segura with the throwback to the end zone, and it's a touchdown. I don't believe it. The trick play to Cash Burney, the 6'7" lineman, eligible. Lined up on the end of the line. And that's a 12-yard touchdown pass. The first time he's been targeted the whole game. Now that makes it 44-34. A 10-point game. 2:06 on the clock. And at 6'7", Burney, just throw it up and let him go get it. That's what they did. Segura going to the corner this time. It's incomplete, pushed out of bounds. Good job defensively there by Adriel Hawkins. So our score, 44-34, 2:06 left to play. We'll be back after these messages on NFHS Network. His completion after Size had dropped the previous pass led to the 12-yard touchdown pass to Cash Burney. Point after no good, and the kickoff goes out of bounds. Lordsburg down 2 scores, 2:06 left to play. They've got the ball at their own 39-yard line. The 10-0 Mavericks looking to rise to the occasion, down 2 scores. Whatever they do, they got to do it quick. Now they do have the wind at their back. Valdez. Back to pass, right side incomplete, intended for Murillo. Segura there defensively for Fort Sumner. At the 44, 2nd and 10. 2:02 on the clock. Valdez steps up in the pocket. He's going to run. He's got room. He's going to get the first down. Hurdles the tackler, and he's out at the 39. Is there a flag at the end? 17-yard run.
Penalty will go against the Mavericks.
So 17-yard run by Valdez. That penalty goes against Lordsburg. So 2nd down at the 50-yard line after all that. 1:39 on the clock. So the run negated, unfortunately. Clock is running. Now Valdez had to come out, so Murillo is in at quarterback. He's rolling left, and he's just going to chunk it, and why not? Oh, but it's intercepted. Intercepted. He's looking for Roman Gonzalez. There for the interception. It's number 8, Tyler Size. Interception at the 30-yard line. So Valdez had to come out after being shaken up after hurdling the defender, which made Murillo, the quarterback, unsure on the play, rolls left, and to be honest, less than 2 minutes to play, he gave his teammate a chance at it, but there are too many defenders there, and in the jump ball, it was Tyler Size who came down with it for Fort Sumner. So now Fort Sumner, minute 14 to play, they're up 10. Lordsburg has to get the ball back now. Segura shotgun. Vigil in motion. Segura running right. Has blockers, and he'll just kneel down or take a slide after gaining a couple to keep the clock running. Lordsburg takes timeout. 1:07 remaining. It's a 10-point game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 1:07 on the clock. 2nd and 8 for Fort Sumner. Segura, right side, has a hole. Downfield blocking. He's running, and he's going to take the slide at the 44-yard line to keep the clock running. 1 minute to play. 26 yards on the carry. And Lordsburg takes their final timeout with 1 minute on the clock. So we will be back after these messages on NFHS Network. Victory formation for Fort Sumner. 59 seconds on the clock. Our score 44-34. It's going to be 2nd and 13. Both of these teams came into this game undefeated. Unless something drastic happens, Lordsburg will finish at 10-1 on the season, and Fort Sumner will finish at 11-0 with their 12th New Mexico State Championship as the clock continues to run. Great to see Coach Segura here. And his son, Joaquin Segura, is going to be our player of the game for not only as a play on offense, but for the 2 pick sixes in this game. Fort Sumner leads 44-34. His dad, Coach Segura, has coached the girls for years at Fort Sumner. How we got here, first quarter, for Lordsburg, it was Jeremy Valdez completing a 46-yard touchdown to Roman Murillo to make it 8-0. On the next drive, it was Joaquin Segura with a 15-yard run on 4th and 5 to tie it up. Then Segura, 27-yard interception for a touchdown to make it 16-8, still in the first quarter. Lordsburg answered. Valdez to Ramon Ochoa for 30 yards and a touchdown, 16-16. For Fort Sumner, Segura, 27-yard scramble, set his own 1-yard touchdown run. It was 24-16 Fort Sumner. Fort Sumner called for a penalty in the end zone at the end of the first quarter, resulting in a safety for Lordsburg to make it 24-18. Lordsburg got the ball. Murillo had a 40-yard run to set up a 12-yard Valdez to Ochoa touchdown. 26-24 was the score. Fort Sumner, in the second quarter, Joaquin Segura his second pick six to make it 30-26. And before halftime, Fort Sumner was able to hold Lordsburg on the 1-yard line. At halftime, it was 30-26, Fort Sumner with the lead. In the third quarter, Segura hit Clay Norman for a 22-yard touchdown to make it 38-26. Lordsburg answered Valdez to Ramon Ochoa, 14 yards to set up the Murillo 4-yard touchdown run to make it 38-34. To start the fourth quarter, Lordsburg was in Fort Sumner territory, and it was Junior Vigil who made the tackle on fourth down to give Fort Sumner the ball, leading to a lengthy Fort Sumner scoring drive featuring a 29-yard Segura to Seth Size pass after Size had dropped the previous one. Segura hit Bernie for the 12-yard touchdown pass to make it 44-34. Our final score, and congratulations to the Fort Sumner Foxes, your 2022 New Mexico 8-man state champions.
Directing your attention, midfield, where New Mexico Activities Association Assistant Director Tyler Dunkel and Associate Director Dusty Young will present today's trophies. And now to receive the 2022 Lucetta Credit Union Class 8-man football state runner-up trophy, the Lordsburg Mavericks. Congratulations. Now we will recognize all the players and coaches of the championship Fort Sumner House Foxes. The Foxes are coached by Mr. Brad Holland, Mr. Linda Bonds, Mr. Ben Segura, and Mr. Wade Saltemeyer. And the players, number 2, Clay Norman. Number 5, Seth Size. Number 7, Junior Vigil. Number 8, Tyler Size. Number 14, Jaden Ward. Number 15, Joaquin Segura. Number 18, Jordan Holland. Number 25, Jayden Morris. Number 28, Traven Bonds. Number 33, Saul Marcus. Number 34, Eli Washburn. Number 36, Anthony Aguilar. Number 40, Eddie Rodriguez. Number 43, Antonio Vigil. Number 44, Ashton Ward. Number 48, AJ Lucero. Number 50, Diamond McDaniel. 51, James Griego. '52, Aaron Torres. '55, Cash Burney. '61, Javin Webb. '65, Warren Oberg. '68, Thomas Senna. 70, Noah Duvall. 72, Jaden Montiel. 74, Case Champlin. 78, Jonathan Aragon. 79, Diego Pacheco. And the last Fox I've got on my list is 83, Jet Vic. Jet Vic. And if there are others, not on my roster, thank you. Last player's number was 84. I don't have a name. Now we receive the Descendant Credit Union Class 8-man State Championship Trophy, the Fort Sumner House Foxes. The New Mexico Activities Association would like to thank you for your support of the 2022 Descendant Credit Union State Football Championships. And for our friends from Fort Sumner and the House area, we're glad you're here. Be safe on your way home.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chad Patterson. To my left, Brad Holland. To my right, Joaquin Segura, our player of the game for the 8-man state championship. So, Joaquin, man, great game out there. So many highlights. One of the best games I've seen all year. Great job at quarterback, but really, it was the defensive work, the 2 pick sixes, man. How do you feel?
It was great, man. I think my team put me in every situation to succeed, and I just want to give all my glory to God.
Oh, that's fantastically admirable. I love some small town football, man. So tell us, the second pick six, the 60-yarder, man. It looks like you were like ready to jump that, man. Did you see something in the defense, or was it just impulse?
I think I just saw it get tipped up, and I said I got a shot to take it to the house, so I just ran as fast as I could to get there.
Yeah. Well, you did. They talked to us. Both coaches talked to us about the speed. And, boy, what was it, 24-18 at the end of the first quarter? We couldn't keep up with you with both teams. But congratulations, the 12 state championships for Fort Sumner. Anybody back home you want to say hello to?
Chance Thompson. I'll say hi to him.
Yeah. All right. Our player of the game, Joaquin Segura. Congratulations.
Thank you.
To my left, Coach Brad Holland. Coach, bringing a championship back to Fort Sumner after 5 years. How do you feel?
It was a heck of a run. These kids have been through a couple bumps in the road, and they're hardworking. They're good character. They're great people, and we've been through enough as far as not making it that I think it fueled us tonight.
Well, undefeated season. Congratulations on that. And boy, that other team gave you all you could handle.
Yes.
What was the thing that impressed you most about the other team?
Talented. Had some good seniors. They throw the ball. They pass and catch very well. Something like, besides us, that we really don't see very much of in our class. And hats off to them. They had a great year. Like I say, we've been through some stuff. I think we finally figured out how to get it done.
That's right. Well, the slightly better year this year was the Fort Sumner Foxes, 12-time New Mexico State champs. How are you guys going to celebrate?
I'm going to let the kids handle it, but we're going to enjoy it.
All right, Coach Brad Holland, congratulations. Congratulations to the Fort Sumner Foxes, the 2022 New Mexico 8-man state champions. I'm Chad Patterson. For Jason Pohl and Dana Childs, that's all from Lordsburg. Everybody have a safe trip home. We'll see you next weekend.
He's going to sell for a championship.